So it looks like we are going to be heading into a national anthem. So thank you guys so much for joining us here. We're going to be getting to this one, and it's going to be an amazing match.
Yeah, buddy! Hey, I see you, man.
We have just about 4 minutes to go here until the final match at the 2016 NXL World Cup. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez and Nick Slowiak. So the stage is set here for the last game of the 2016 season. And what a great story. Edmonton Impact is just having an outstanding year. Edmonton Impact, out of the 5 major events here in the States and the 4 overseas in the Millennium, they played both series. The worst place that they've taken is 4th place. So really just dominating the competition here this season. And Russian Legion, what an amazing story there. One of the most legendary franchises that we have in pro paintball, but it's taken them now 2 or 3 seasons to rebuild this team. You know, they lost all of their best players. They lost Konstantin Fedorov, Alexander Birnikov, Sergei Sunaiskov, and they lost them to Houston Heat and then Art Chaos. And so it took them some time to rebuild that team. They brought the French mercenaries over, but we haven't seen Russian Legion play this well for at least, I'd say, 4 or 5 years.
Right.
It's been a long time coming for them. So they're as hungry as you possibly can get.
Yeah.
This is going to be an amazing game. Todd, your thoughts on this matchup here in the brackets that we've seen play out today here in the quarters and semifinals?
Well, you know, we've been watching all weekend here with the coverage on Go Sports, and you know, we've watched Edmonton Impact play the way that they've played for the past couple years now, but these 3 days of paintball, they had one hiccup against Chicago Aftershock, and then you look at the Red Legion, they had one hiccup against Houston Heat. Other than that, it's been pretty dominant all weekend, and either which way, no matter how this game turns out, I'm going to say it's going to be a successful season for both these teams, because if Impact wins, it's the icing on the cake to an incredible season, if not the most incredible season that any paintball team has ever had with the successes they've had. And if the Russian Legion able to come back here and win a World Cup after the rebuilds and everything that they've gone through up and down, I don't think we've seen them in the finals since they beat Aftershock a few years back.
I think that was in 2009.
That was 10.
2010. Nick was on that team.
We got skunked.
And that was
I was in the
awesome.
pits for that game.
Yeah, that was, and ever since then, it's just been an uphill battle for the Russian Legion. But here they are now, playing really well on a field that fits their style against a team that has been dominant for the past 3 seasons now. So,
and we can see here on the fan predictions, looks like Impact is a slight favorite. And if we had taken that particular survey 4 events ago, it would have been Impact probably 95% over the Russians.
Absolutely.
But because of how well they've improved, and not only that, just execution out there. If you look at, it's all about matchups, right? And if you look at the front players for Moscow Red Legion, for the Russians, Alexander Biernikov and Axel Godin, the combo on this snake side has been phenomenal. So they're matching up against Edmonton Impact, and Keith Brown, who's been basically the guy, the big rising star on a team full of rising stars, is they picked him up from Tampa Bay Damage not too long ago, and he's really blossomed in the Impact system. And he's been lights out over here, and so that's going to be the battle that you're going to get to see. And then that man on your screen right there, Fabrice Colombo, Tava has just been playing some of the best paintball I've ever seen him play. He's been a long-time veteran guy, a leader on the Tauntauns. They won a tournament overseas, him and Axel and Malloy playing on the Tauntauns, and they won against Impact in the finals. So these two teams are not unfamiliar with each other.
yeah, so if anybody knows the playing style of Edmonton Impact and has a chance here, it definitely could be the Russian Legion. On Thursday's practice, the Russian Legion went and beat the brakes off of Impact in practice out here on the field. And like you said, Maddie, you hit the nail on the head. It's all about matchups. Houston Heat beat Russian Legion. Aftershock beat Impact. But, you know, when you look at the player for player, you got Axel Godin over here. You got Laval matching up with Colombo in the center. Keith Brown matching up with Axel. You know, Biernikov and Fedorov going, not Fedorov. Rainey Stanzak over here going head-to-head. All over the field, we've got some good matchups. And right away, it looks like all the way up to the center wall, both Laval and Colombo.
Well, a gutsy call for both teams to send that body up into that center. And we've been wondering, you know, are they going to attack the center? Are they going to play conservative? But these teams got here because they're attacking. And here it is, Colombo and Laval, two of the kill count leaders for their teams. Either one running around, though, to take the other out. And Laval is the first to attack, and he gets a shot on the back of, and he's unstopped yet, still going and pushing forward. It looks like he gets another one and finally he gets shot, but what an amazing move by the former MVP, Nick Laval.
Yeah, and Alex Goldman and Justin Rabakov in position right there to shoot Kirill as he tries to fill out to that Dorito side. And a minor penalty going to get pulled on the Russian Legion as well with nobody left to pull, so they should be starting with 4. Next point as Impact on the charge right away, coming out here and taking this momentum away from the Moscow Red Legion.
Yeah, Nick, and that is just a huge point right away for Edmonton Impact, and what an amazing move by Nick Laval. You played that center, you know what that bunker's like, you know how hard that move is to pull off.
Yeah, it's, you know, you have to have a great sense about you and have the communication from your teammates behind you to know what's in front of you. And again, we've talked about this with Sergey, with Nick Laval, you know, Jordan on Thunder, or actually, yeah, Jordan on Thunder. Just the way, guys, when you go through, you see them take out, as we're going to watch this replay here. And there's going to be the move from Nick Laval. He gets the call that Colombo's there. He's going to go around and shoot him. And immediately he draws his gun right up. He knows exactly where that gun has to go. He puts it on the snake tower. He gets the kill. He shoots Golov in the pack, and that's going to draw the penalty. The ref in there is going to see it, and he's going to come running in. And then instantly a penalty. And because that body tried to fill out to the corner for the Russian Legion, there's no one left to pull. The Russian Legion are not going to start down one body.
When you're playing a team like Impact, or now Russian Legion, and you know how well Laval has done in that center and how, I mean, he's already made a name for himself, but my God, we really haven't seen, you just named off a couple guys, but he's consistently one of the guys. We're always talking about how well he plays in that center. So if you hear that he's up there, you got to watch Colombo up. Someone has to have a gun that way just in case, because if not, that's what's going to happen, and they're going to end up losing the point, and then in desperation get a penalty.
But yeah, here's the key right here, right? This is where the teams are walking on the field. If I'm Axel Godin, right, who's already strolling out there, and some of the Russians are going to start to come out here soon, they're going to see Nick Laval on the field. Well, Nick Laval only plays one of two roles. One, he goes to the wall on the break. Two, if bodies die early on either side, he does not go to the wall on the break. He fills out and does damage control. Okay? So if I'm Colombo and I see that he's up there, I'm going to assume that he's at the wall, right? I'm going to listen to my teammates, but I'm probably just going to go get him, right? I can think back to this again with Houston Heat. If I know Chad Boucher's out there, Chad Boucher's got one role. He's going to run up to the wall. He's either going to try and take you out or he's going to go through and do damage. So I might as well just go through and shoot the guy, right?
Absolutely, and you can see there in the match stats, so Nick Laval did get 2 confirmed on that run through, 1 for Keith, 1 for Axel. Right now the Russians need to step it up. Here's the challenge they've wanted. They've been working all year long to get to this position here right now, playing the best team in the world and trying to win this title. Only playing with 4 bodies here because of that penalty. See if they can whip those guns around and get a kill and tie this game up on the body count, and then try to tie it up with the points too. But looks like again they're sending Laval to the wall, and then
second time in a row that Axel Godin's got shot on the break here, going out to that snake corner.
And then they lose Kirill Pridny as well. So quickly, it is not looking good for the Russians. Just 2 players left alive for them.
Justin Rabakov and Alex Goldman moving down that Dorito side once again. And man, this is really starting to look like the finals in Vegas when Impact came out on that hot start and just started running points up on Dynasty. And Dynasty had no answer. Russian Legion going to have to figure out an answer real quick here before this game gets out of control. There's the Russian pit with the Russian coaches looking at each other, talking.
Well, at least, yeah, they've got to figure out an answer to Laval at the wall. Just send Colombo up there and get Laval off the field. Most importantly, stay alive. It's like you said, 2 points in a row that Axel Godin now has died over here Snakeside. And what have we seen? The teams that were doing well, that got shut down in the quarterfinals and in the semifinals, they started to get their one shot off the break. We saw Houston Heat start to struggle with Chad George getting shot a lot going. He was playing great to get him there. But teams the best teams out here, these 2 teams, were doing a good job of isolating those ones. And right now, Impact definitely flooding a ton of paint through that lane to get a shot on the consistent Axel Godin.
Yeah, well, it's all about adjustments, right? You've seen Edmonton Impact all day today. Even if they lose their bodies, they're able to fight back down. And like you said, Nick Laval will do damage control. He knows where to go if they lose one of their wide guys to help support. Rainey Stanzak as well coming out here to fill up, help Keith Brown when he's in good position and support him, and also move into those snake spots when Keith Brown goes off the field. So is the Russian Legion going to continue to send Axel out wide? Probably not. And if they do lose him on the break again, how are they going to adjust better to keep Edmonton Impact from coming down the field on him, taking advantage of those early kills on the break?
Yeah, you see your lineup there on the field. Nick Laval, Justin Rabakov, Rainey Stanzik, Keith Brown. Waiting for, my guess is going to be Alex Goldman. But yeah, I mean, you said it just there, Todd, again. It's just, you got to know that Nick's going to go up there, and you better bet Nick knows that if Colombo's out there, he's going up there as well. You're looking at the Russian lineup right there, getting ready to start. 10 seconds. Samotrov getting a spin. He's going to go ahead and launch. So Axel got in, not in. Samotrov getting a roll.
Well, that's interesting that the coaches are quick to pull Axel out as well as he has done in putting the rookie Samotrov out there. Russians lose another body off the break, this time on the D side of the field. They go with the conservative breakout too, doubling up the guns in the back center as it looks like Impact able to spread the field out. And here comes Laval, and he's going to come and just decimate that center again. And no one still has picked up Laval. Still no one's picked up Laval. A 3-pack run through for Nick Laval, untouched. The crowd goes wild, but we see a major penalty thrown, I think, on one of the Russians.
Yeah, Nick Laval was hit.
Was Nick Laval hit? He's pointing at the Russians.
I believe Nick Laval was hit. They're going to say stop the clock. It's an inadvertent horn. Nick Laval played on. That's why they threw the major. Nick Laval, I think he was hit in the pack. The ref threw the penalty right away. They've got the pod in the hand. I think Nick Laval tried to drop it. So, yeah, they're sending everybody back. This is going to be a wild one here.
So what if, well, I was just going to say, what if it's one of those situations where you get hit in the pod, you drop it, and you get the 10-minute major, and you have to sit out, and it's Nick Laval getting put in paintball prison for the finals?
I doubt that.
Yeah, well, Biernikov definitely turned and shot Nick once he was in the flag station. He didn't see him making that whole big move.
Well, no one.
See, we can see what we can see from a replay if we got one.
Yeah, I would love to see a replay on this. So here's the replay. Look for Laval to launch from the back center. The gun comes around. He chose the right side. He just got what could have been unlucky. So he's still untouched coming through. Nobody's shooting that way, and maybe it was Golev right there. I thought maybe Golev switched around.
Back.
Yeah, so this is going to be a better angle, I think.
Watch his far right pod. On his back, no?
Yeah, no one's shooting. There's no guns on him. No one's shooting at him.
I'm thinking he's hit from Justin Rabakov.
Oh, so Laval gets shot from Justin?
I think he's shot by his own team. Because you see the ref right there in
there's
the corner.
Biernikov shooting him right there. Biernikov wasn't dead.
But you see the ref that's throwing the penalty? He was already, as soon as Nick Laval went for the buzzer, he was already running Unless, of course, he's saying Goldman spun.
Well, he's pointing at the Russian.
Yeah,
Rewind this back, bring this back.
That was my point in the beginning. The referee came in and pointed right at the Russians.
Right. So
also maybe it was Birtnikov, too.
Right, but watch Laval. Go back, back farther.
Yeah, we need to run it back to the beginning of this angle.
Okay, right here. Okay, so
Goldman.
nobody picks him up. He shoots Smotrov. Right. Birtnikov still looking straight ahead.
Yet he doesn't shoot Birtnikov. He's going to shoot Golev. He's going into Golev's gun, but Golev...
Now Golev spins sort of right there,
Yeah, so
I guess you'd say.
Dave's saying that they got the point. Let's go.
So Birtnikov goes to turn around. The referee hasn't pulled his flag yet.
Well, Birtnikov...
Birtnikov is right there shooting Nikolov. But then the referee runs over, and he throws a red and points at Golev. So... kind of hard to tell right there.
The whole reason right away why I assumed it was Nick is you saw him put his hand on his head right away.
Well, let's check in with Lauren Kelly. Maybe she's got something for us.
Hey guys, it is confirmed that Impact will be getting that point, and the Russians will be starting a body down because there wasn't another body to pull when they got that major. It was because of that tower player. He spun on Nikolov after he got the hit. So Impact got the point, and Russians will be starting a body down.
So they're saying...
I don't know why they're saying Birtnikov was hit. I never saw him get shot, or Nikolov.
No, he even checked himself, and the ref didn't even come over to look at him. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the ref saw. What threw me off is Nikolov immediately put his hand on his head as soon as he hit the buzzer. Right? So that's where I was like, oh, well, he definitely got shot then. You know? I mean, you don't just call yourself out after you hit the buzzer. Right? Hey, hit the buzzer, no, I'm out. Right? That doesn't, I don't know.
Yeah,
From the looks of it, it just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, the ruling we are getting is that a player on the Russian Legion played on, got a major penalty. And
Yeah, I mean, if they're calling that on Birtnikov, then...
well, they couldn't call it on Birtnikov.
Well, it sounds like they did.
Yeah,
Well,
but
then they'd have to
Lauren said the
bodies?
tower, but maybe she meant the Aztec. You know, they're both bunkers back there, so maybe she's thinking it's true. You know, maybe it's Golev and not Birtnikov.
Lauren's short. Those Aztecs may look tall to her.
Yeah, it's true. You know, those are towering bunkers over her short stature. But we'll look for a better explanation for you guys back home.
Well, still, what a great start and what a great move. There was some controversy at the end there, obviously, with Nick Laval. We've just been talking about it, but the read from Laval
There's 5 players for the Russians
was
on the
just
field.
awesome. So
They're saying they're starting down.
Well, this would be the second point. They start with 4, which is a huge advantage for Edmonton Impact.
Yeah, so they are going to start with 4. Axel Godin is now coming off the field. So again, we're waiting on confirmation for what that player was. The refs are still over here kind of making some discussions.
It's a tough break for the Russians. Yeah, the coaches are still trying to figure out what's going on here.
Okay, so the penalty was on Golev in the back center for spinning.
That at least makes more sense.
Birtnikov.
If it was on Birtnikov, that would have been weird.
Right, but there still should be 4 bodies over here for the Russians because...
There are.
Godin
walked
Yeah,
off.
Godin ran off.
Birtnikov will get pulled, and
So-
1 more body now. So
Good job, Nick Laval. Easily the best run-through we've seen in all tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nick Laval making another MVP candidate potential performance out here. And it looks like immediately Russians down a body to start out, and Impact on the power play, roll those guns around, get another kill. So it is 3-on-5. And you might as well and another penalty. I mean, you really might as well just blow the horn if you're the Russians right now. And that's what they're going to do. So the Russians basically spotting Impact 4 points here to start things out.
wow, the Impact doing to the Russians what the Russians did to Shock back in 2010. It's a start here. Just coming out with that hot start, blazing down the field.
Big test right now for the Russians.
3-0 lead.
Yeah, and now a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, there's the Russian pits right there. Still, somewhat calm. We don't hear a lot of screaming, and again, it's definitely after a call like that where, tough to see everything that happened. The refs made those calls. And the Russian coaches and, Alexander Birtnikov out here saying that's not fair, that wasn't right. But, going out there and doing it. And you can see them, they're in there right now. They're discussing the game plan. They're going to come up with something constructive. They're not going to quit, I'll tell you that much.
Well, and there is a lot of time left. It's just really tough to score points on Impact as it is, but 4 in a row, just a tie, and then we'll go from there. Oh, man.
Matty, we always talk about adjustments, right? And the one time that we saw Houston Heat beat the Russians, they took away Axel. They shot guys on the break and they were in control, and the Russians weren't able to make those adjustments, and that's how Heat won. And you know Impact was going to shoot people on the break. The big question was, were the Russians going to be able to make those adjustments here against Impact?
Well, and also some of the guys on the Russians play for the Tauntauns, and they had a huge come-from-behind victory against Edmonton Impact in England. They were down a bunch of points against Impact. I think it was 4-5.
They were 1 point away from the Mercy.
Yeah, it was 4-0. Same situation, 4-0, and the Tauntauns came back and they won that game. That's probably the best game that we've seen in the finals all year long.
Yeah, we had 2 of those games, Heat and I think ML Kings.
So look at this, Nikolov, 7 confirmed kills for him. Probably the best run through we've seen, as it ended up working out for him on the penalties. So both teams back full strength, and up into that center again. If you're not going to stop it, why not just send him up there every single point with Nikolov up at that center 50. Conservative breakout here as they stay in the pocket, and then they run Nikolov to fill out wide, snake side.
Yeah, that's a good play call right there. Nikolov's gun is focused now on that tower because that's the biggest threat to him. That allows Nikolov to get out wide. He gets shot, though, from the corner. Justin Rabikov gets taken out. There's the move through the center.
It's the rookie Smotrov. So Smotrov comes out and takes off the killer Nikolov out of that center 50, and then what a beautiful move by Axel as he gets in and gets a kill cross field, and he might run down Keith Brown. Keith Brown's going to decide to try to run Axel down in the run on the highway, and he does. But it looks like the simultaneous as they're both going to come off. Now both teams scrambling here to reposition.
Yeah, Rainey Stanczak picks off Golev trying to fill out to the snake side corner. So Rainey Stanczak now looking at Kirill. I believe that's Kirill over there in the Dorito side corner. I think Rainey Stanczak lost his whole team as Mouse got shot, and Keith made that move on Axel. So it's a one-on-one right now.
And you can see on your screen their back corner bunker, top right, over by the stands. One player left alive for Legion, and Rainey Stanczak can insert bunker on the snake side. And Impact, they have a 4-point lead, so Rainey is not in a hurry to go anywhere or do anything.
And he can't see, he cannot see where the Russian player is because of the wall.
Yeah, it's blocked out.
Right
You
now.
see that big fortress in the center.
Yeah,
These teams probably don't know where the last player is left alive, especially with the scramble that we just saw.
And the crowd.
And Rainey is smart. He knows that they have a 4-point lead. Yes, there's 12 minutes on the clock, but Rainey is not going to force anything. This is that situation where if you're Rainey Stanczak, you sit there and you make Kirill have to come bunker you, and Rainey can just sit in his bunker. Worst case scenario for Rainey, he trades out. Worst case scenario for Kirill over here is that he gets shot and Impact gets another point.
Well, so Kirill now moves up to the 50-yard line. Rainey has backed up to the stand-up temple, and now he's moved up another bunker. So Rainey right here at the stand-up temple, locked in a gunfight with Kirill. Rainey coming out right-handed, try to establish dominance. Quick snap shoots for both players. Huge situation right now for Kirill Brittany. Kirill Brittany gets a shot on Rainey Stanczak with 11 minutes and 28 seconds left. The crowd erupts, and we now have a 3-point game here. There is still a chance for the Russian Legion to get into this one.
Yeah, Rainey right there, fiercely gun battling Kirill. Definitely didn't need to do that. Should have tried to force Kirill to come and bunker him out and then just trade with him at the bare minimum. So Kirill, you know, you don't want to give that to him because winning a one-on-one sometimes is a huge momentum booster for a team or a player to come back and get involved, especially when it's somebody like Kirill, who's a good player, you know, one of the stars here for the Russian Legion. So let's see what happens. 4-1 now, under 12 minutes on the clock. Definitely going to be interesting here. Impact, all that chaos, dropping that point, but still maintaining a 3-point lead. And hopefully we're in for a battle here.
Yeah, I hope we're in for a battle. Maybe that was a big momentum. It was definitely a momentum shift, but what are the Russians going to do with it? Momentum is great. We talk about mental focus all the time, but you have to execute when you get out there. Yes, mental focus is a part of that. You can see the stands getting up for this one. It is standing room only in those stands, and it's been that way for pretty much the past 4 or 5 games out here. Golev coming out to play the next point. Kirill will play the next point as well for the Russians. I'm assuming that both these teams are going to continue to ride their starting 5, but you know who had a good move was Smotrov. So Smotrov, the rookie, gets the spin, and he makes the big move in the center to kind of start all that chaos in that point. Bunch of bodies dropped off of that, but still seizing the initiative, and you like to see that out of a rookie player in a big game like this.
Yeah, and he's not going to get the spin this time as Axel Godin is heading out there right now, and you know that's definitely going to be a big telltale sign for Impact. As you can hear we can hear Dave Bane shouting out codes to Impact, pretty much indicating that, hey, Axel's out here and to shoot for him. You know, Axel not hiding who he is, being short, wearing that same blue beanie right there on your screen. So we'll see if Axel can make it alive out to his spot on the break. And he goes short. Kirill Pridny going to make that move up the center again. Yeah,
the Russians are really going away from moving out wide, but it looks like a penalty assessed on the Russians, and that's going to take 2 bodies off. You get right up to that center 50. Keith Brown gets shot, though, so there's just 4 players left alive right now for Impact, 3 for Legion. Make that 2 as Burtnikov gets shot. So unless something crazy happens in the center, as with Kirill Pridny, unless he can get a couple kills, and he's going to get shot from that D side. Yeah, I think that was Smotrov. They did put Smotrov in again. Smotrov ran up the center in this point, but it doesn't matter as he gets taken out by the quiet kill over there, Justin Rabakov. So,
yeah, that last point, not this one, but the last one was the first early uncharacteristic death we've seen by Justin Rabakov. I mean, pretty much this whole event, he's been alive, killing people on that side of the field with Alex Goldman.
Yeah, this
entire event, and once again, here he is making that move down that Dorito side.
He's the support guy. You know, he's yelling over there. He's shooting over the top of his front players' heads. He's not getting as many kills as some of the other guys on Impact that are playing the 1. But that's when you know Impact's playing well. He doesn't need to, but he's been there as that stopgap measure, that safety valve when points are starting to get twisted. And Justin Rabakov is having a tournament, and another great point there is we're here in the pits with the Russians.
Yeah, there's Golov. Getting a couple penalties there for the Russians is not helping them out. Didn't quite see where he caught that one, but he tried to make a move up to the center can on that Dorito side on the break. Ref instantly running in there and throwing a penalty. Pulling out the Dorito side.
I don't see Colombo with a gun in his hand or getting loaded up to go out. And they've played Smotrov now 2 points in a row, but the kills that Colombo has put up and the way he played, I'd be running him every point. Looks like they're going to give Polikov a spin, so the Russian coaches are quick to pull the starters that got him here. I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, that's the interesting thing. It's like, you know, you're going to make a move up the middle, and you're going to use Golev to make that move instead of Colombo. Golev's been playing back center, shooting Dorito side the entire event.
The last point?
That last point.
That last point, that was Smotrov up the center.
Yeah, but
no.
Golov got the penalty
went up the center.
Okay,
he got the penalty. You know what I mean? If you're going to make a move up to that Dorito side can, why not use the guy that's been doing that the entire event?
I think they might be thinking, okay, look, we gave you guys a shot and you lost 3 points in a row. Let's get somebody else in there because obviously it's not your game right now. But I don't know. You can make a strong argument. These guys got you here. You might as well just stick with the same starting 5.
Yeah.
The starting 5 for the Russians is the reason they're in the finals.
Here comes Smotrov running and gunning all the way to the snake on the break. Biernikov going to take the back center to see if he can get a kill on the break, but Keith Brown steady making that snake side corner with Rainey Stanzak over here on the snake side tower. Justin Rabakov in the back center. Axel Godin going short and then quickly filling out to that snake side corner. There he is, and there goes another body trying to make a move up the middle. That's Kirill. And Polyakov in that Dorito side can. He's battling furiously over here.
Well, they are doing a decent job of shutting Keith Brown down because we haven't been calling his name much over here on the snake side. And he's died early 2 games in a row.
That looks like they get him out of there. Alex Goldman sitting in that Dorito too. He's going to look across the field to help protect Laval as Smotrov climbs onto Impact side of the field. Laval tries to put paint down on him, standing up tall. There you see that move in the 50. Laval looking like he wants to get closer. Axel Godin watching over Smotrov, and Nick Laval going to get shot by Smotrov in that 50 snake.
Well, Smotrov is definitely clocking in here for the Russians. He's past the 50-yard line. He's drawing a bunch of guns. We'll see if the rest of his team can help him out over here. Axel Godin is behind him. You can see tense moments in the bottom right-hand portion of your screen in the pits for Legion. 3 minutes and 29 seconds to go.
Smotrop getting shot out of that 50, immediately filled by Axel-Godin as the Russian pits look on.
Wow. I think Justin Rabakov just leaned over and told Rainey no snake. I'm not sure if he missed Axel-Godin going in there. Rainey Stanzak going to look for it now. He didn't know, and now Axel-Godin puts one in on him. Here comes Justin Rabakov. He's going to just come get Axel out of there.
And he does and jumps over and then takes that snake. Polyakov died for the Russians on the D side.
They're all dead.
And it looks like Malloy also getting shot too. So again, Justin Rabakov, the safety valve, able to win another point here for Edmonton Impact.
And what a play right there by Justin Rabakov. I think either he or Mouse is the one that shot out Smotrov, who was up in that 50 snake trying to go to work. But Alex Goldman alone over there on the Dorito side, able to still move up the field and stay alive. Justin Rabakov shooting towards that Dorito side, making that adjustment in game. Come over here across. Check out this replay real quick. Here's Axel-Godin. He's going to put Rainey in. I don't think Rainey knew he was there, and then go on to their side of the field. Justin Rabakov is having no part of that. He's going to jump over the top, shoot Axel, and keep his body alive, as there were no Russian players left. And Justin Rabakov hanging another point up on the board for Edmonton Impact, who is convincingly putting the whoop stick on the Russian Legion right now.
Yeah.
What stick?
The whoop stick out behind the barn.
You know,
Just
like the
giving him an
switch,
old-fashioned beat down.
the wooden spoon.
The old scoop-a-loop.
Oh, they're scooping him, looping him.
Looking in the pits right now with Dave Baines and Edmonton Impact. Let's listen in.
I'm gonna get in making. Okay, you're dead zone. Good. They went second. They went Mandingo snake side. Rainey. They went Mandingo snake side. The corner was a quarter delay by like you.
Very intense Dave Baines, who retired to help coach this team, and he was a big reason that Edmonton Impact has got to be the team that they are, giving his team some last-minute codes and information, trying to seal up this World Cup victory here and end the season. One of the most dominant performances we've seen in a full season ever.
Godzilla, you see it?
That's not hyperbole
Godzilla,
either, in
Blue
case
Bean,
you're just
let's go.
tuning in. I mean, Edmonton Impact is at a 9 major events that they've went to. They've been in the finals for 8 of them, and the worst that they've done this year is 4th place. Doesn't get much better than that. 9 kills for Nikolov, 5 for Justin Rabakov, 5 for Alex Goldman. He's just spreading it all the way around. And the closest on Russians is 3 for Axel. Those stats alone just speak volumes about why it's 6-1 right now.
And it looks like Polyakov getting shot on the break out to that Dorito side. Smotrov asking for a check, running and gunning all the way to the snake again. And it looks like they finally do get Justin Rabakov early over there off that Dorito side. Rainey Stanzak and Keith Brown both alive, putting the pressure on Smotrov, sitting in snake 2. Russians doubled up in the back center. Laval up in that center wall again, looking to add to his confirmed kill total.
Polyakov taking the early walk again.
And Nick Laval looking to wrap around that Dorito side, coming back to the snake side, gonna take another look at Smotrov sitting in that snake.
Yeah, the Legion's still doubled up in that back center right there on your screen. Gonna have some trouble getting out wide. They did get that kill on Justin Rabakov on the Dorito side, and now with Nick Laval, he's calling his kill on the snake. He does get it. Snake is eliminated, so now a 1-body advantage.
And quickly, Alexander Biernikov makes his way back into the snake to replace Smotrov, walking off with that big head hit. Colombo filling out from the back center, finally gets some space. He and Kirill, worst doubled up. Now Colombo in that snake side tower.
And it looks like Rainey is going to get out behind Keith Brown. And another move with Alex Goldman getting into D3 for Edmonton Impact.
Yeah, that move by Goldman now is going to force Kirill to get out wide to Canada. Look at this. Colombo gets shot on the inside, either by Keith Brown or by Stanzak in the corner. So now just 2 bodies left alive. Keith Brown's going to scramble on the inside. He might have taken a hit.
I think Keith Brown just got shot from that inside from the stand-up can, and he did. So they lose the attacker here, snake side. That's going to slow things down here in this point. 7 minutes and 2 seconds to go. Impact with a dominating 5-point lead.
Yeah, Alex Goldman has the ball over there because Laval can put down Biernikov's head. He's calling for another kill again. And referee gonna run in and give him a check.
He's good to go.
Kirill gonna fill out to that Dorito side corner, and he's gonna get smoked trying to fill out there, I believe by Alex Goldman. Rainey Stanzak pumping down the wire.
And that's the last player left alive dying for the Russians, and it is not looking good for them. The beating continues here. It is now 7-1 in favor of Impact, and they are 1 point away here from that 7-point mercy rule here with the 6-point spread now. You go up by 7 in the pro division, that's it, game over. In the pits again here with the boys from Edmonton Impact. See Cornell just helping his boys out as they're going with the starting 5.
Be ready, guys. Let's go. Be ready. Come on, we're ready. We're ready. Come on.
We're ready. Putting it mildly. If you look at the score.
Ready to get that big cup with one more point.
All right, so Coach Todd, if you're the Russians, what play are you going to run here?
I mean, they've ran to the snake on the break shooting twice in a row now. Second time they got bounced. But, I mean.
Well, the question I have again is, you know, why are we not sending someone up to the wall to just take out Nikolov? You know, and it's Nick's with the job that Nick has been doing, and arguably having the best run through with some shenanigans at the end, you know, to draw that penalty to force the Russian Legion to start down a body. You know, you got to send that body up there to get that, you know, take that trade, man, and then I'd cycle another body up there, especially if, hey, they're running and shooting to the snake on the break and they're making it. Right? So, hey, we have to run that again. We got to score the points, but let's take out that center body and make the ball.
Well, it comes down to matchups, right? At the open of this game, what do we talk about? It's going to be the snake matchups, and yeah, there's lots of cross-field shots and adjustments, but it's about how are you matching up. And yeah, if you have a guy who's just dominating and you don't put any threats in front of him, then he's going to continue to do what he's been doing all year long. And that pretty much goes across the board here. It looks like Impact is having some issues with their game plan maybe here.
Well, one thing, Matty, that I've kind of noticed all throughout this event is that the Russians really haven't attacked that Dorito side. Now they finally run a guy out wide to that corner. Impact has been doing a good job of shooting him, but he makes it out there wide this time and instantly is up into Dorito 3. This is the first time we've really seen the Russians put the pressure on another team from that Dorito side early. They've been holding a lot early on that side and really forcing that Dorito, the snake side, because they've had success on the snake side and haven't had to adjust.
Well, Todd, they've also been having a lot of guys struggle on that side. I think they're trying to make moves up there, but they're not putting pressure on anyone because they're dying out of their spots or dying to make moves. They've had multiple guys play those positions on that side. They've been rotating a lot of guys out here, actually, which is not how they got here.
Well, yeah. Nikolov takes one out of the back center, doubled up with Justin Rabakov.
Yeah, it was a really nice move by Axel Godin to back up around the snake one and shoot at Nikolov from the back of that snake to get that elimination. So 4 bodies left alive for Edmonton Impact.
The Russians doubling up the wall, and Axel Godin coming out of snake 1, going straight into the 50. Looks like he made it in there alive, and he's going to be in the snake 3. Keith Brown going to deal down the wire. Rainey Stanzak in the snake tower. He's looking at Axel as well. Rabakov in the back center. He's going to have to tuck in a little bit. Alex Goldman going to put the pressure on. Godin trying to shoot Goldman. Goldman the one that needs to keep the pressure on Godin as well to protect Rabakov.
And Golev now behind the back corner bunker here, trying to give support to Axel. Axel is about to get checked out by the referee. See if he got shot cross field. He didn't. He's clean. And there's the back line right now with Keith Brown over here towards the snake side in the back corner bunker. 4 players left alive for Impact and 5 for Legion, so a slight advantage for them. 4 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in that huge 6-point spread.
Yeah, Axel really working the snake bunker, putting pressure not only on Goldman, but wrapping inside to shoot the back center, and then it's coming up over the top to try and shoot Rainey Stanzik. Nice move to double up the snake here and put pressure on. Ref running in to go check out. Looks like Justin Rabakov. He seems to be clean.
Have we seen Justin die, have a bad death in this event at all?
Shot off the break
Only this match once.
Was it a bad death?
No.
Not really.
Yeah, he's just been playing real consistent.
Yeah, tight, consistent, and that's, you know, that's essentially the story of everyone on Impact over the last 3 years, is just how tight this group has gotten with the communication, the way they handle themselves, the way they conduct themselves as teammates. Is Axel gets into the snake of Impact, Last time he did this, he got bunkered by Justin Rabikoff. A couple more bodies alive in this scenario.
Yeah, he's got Biernikov focusing on Keith Brown, not letting him come out of that snake side corner. But Justin Rabikoff is just going to turn and bury his gun on Axel. Axel's so small that he can play around that little side of that cake. He's going to pop up and try and get a shot in on Rainey.
And there goes Malloy, who's going to cut through the center, move up a spot, and here comes Axel crawling around to get a shot on Rainey's back, and he does. Nice kill for Axel. And the last player is now gunned up here on Axel, and that's going to allow Malloy to run through, get a shot on Rabikoff, stay alive, and hit that buzzer.
But a lot of time coming off that clock in that point. Edmonton Impact hunkering down and digging in there, making Axel come all the way onto his side of the field to be able to get those last eliminations and open the door for Biernikov to come through with him and clean it up. So 7-2 ball game now. 3 minutes and change left here to go, Maddie.
At least there's good. It's good to see the fight that's left in the Russians, because you know they really have to look to next season, 2017. It's been many years since they've been this competitive against these good teams. So they're just getting a bad roll of it here in this match against Impact and really haven't been able to execute. Again, not really playing bad. It's just that Impact has been playing so good this year. Let's check out a replay here on the breakout. And there's Malloy, who's going to go all the way up into the center. So they've had multiple bodies play up in that position. And Impact really not going very far. They did send a body to D1, their top center of your screen.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard issue there for Alex Goldman, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you always want to get Alex as far. I mean, he's the speed demon over there. He's able to take a lot of ground quickly, and you want to put him in a position to attack. And there's Alexander Britnikov on your screen.
Yeah. There's Loic Voulou as well, who played with the Russians all the way up until last year and then retired. He's a Tauntaun player that came over and played a couple seasons with the Russian Legion. But there's Smotrov on your screen. He's coming out with Biernikov. And Colombo, there's Kirill. And I think Axel finally changed his beanie for you there, Nick.
No beanie.
He's going no beanie. So it looks like Impact is going to be calling a timeout.
They won't know it's me.
Yes, we will.
I haven't seen Axel play without a blue beanie in years.
He's done it from time to time. I'd say it was a couple of years ago, I think, in Europe, him and his brother were playing, and they were double beanie. And it was like, oh, man, and they're relatively the same height, and they look pretty much alike.
Yeah, his brother's a little bigger than he is. His younger brother,
150 feet away, I tell you what. You know, I'm trying to, close one eye. There's that guy over there.
So Impact is just a few moments away from winning their third NXL event of the year.
Hey, Rainey, step out to the Canada, that's you.
Last little bit of instruction for Keith Brown.
He's going to have to hustle up. Same with the rest of the crew.
20 seconds.
Justin Cornell right there on your screen, going to get a spin. Looks like for Alex Goldman, not going out there at this next point.
10 seconds.
Let's see, Rabikoff going with Cornell. Cornell, he's got wheels as well. Smaller target too. See where they send him. Looks like he's gonna run out to Dorito 1.
Nick the ball, still the kill count leader. And it looks like Rainey gets shot off the break. And here comes an aggressive push from the boys from Moscow Russian Legion. A bunch of bodies dropping off for Edmonton Impact. And this is gonna be a quick one here for the Russians.
That needs to be.
Keith's just hiding in the back, getting punished as multiple bodies streaking down the field. Just one player left alive, back corner bunker D side.
Justin Cornell.
Finally get another reaction out of the crowd, as it's been a one-sided match for most of this game here.
Yeah, and again, I mean, quick point by Legion, but again, time is going to be the huge factor here. 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go. They're going to have to score 4 of these points just to tie.
I'd like to see that breakout for Legion again, see exactly what they did there. As they just decimated Impact on the break.
Yeah, whatever they did,
Yeah,
That's what you want to copy if you're going to try to run a.
I think I saw some team the
a quick
Ironman do that
point.
earlier in the event. Same kind of
Yeah,
breakout.
when we were down bodies, when we were down points to X Factor, it worked.
Right.
So yeah, here's a look at the replay. So full court press here. As you see, no one stopping at those back bunks except for one.
And if you watch that replay, all 5 guns turned on the break to go up, but it was Bridnikov, Samotrov, and the player out there in that Dorito 3 that ran there running and shooting. 3 guns running and shooting on the break out to those spots. And I'm guaranteeing you at least 1 or 2 of those kills on impact was a running and shooting shot. There's a skill you want to master, kids. Learn how to run and shoot and practice it every chance you can going from bunker to bunker. So let's check in here with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I was in the impact pit. Justin Rabikoff is saying they need to shoot the outside guys and then just run off the rest of these 3 minutes. They can't shoot down the pipe anymore or sit in the back. They need to shoot the outside guys off the Russians team and then just hold it for 3 minutes to get this win. Back to you.
Yeah, that's a great call by Justin Rabikoff. You know, we were in the pits before the start of that last point. We heard Dave Bane say to Rainey, hey, it's your job to step off and shoot. And as soon as Rainey did that, he took one, I think, right to the face. And so Justin Rabikoff recognizing that, saying, hey, you know what? No. Let's use those guns behind safety. Let's not step out in the blind zone. Let's shoot those lanes. Let's cover those wide shots, and then just hunker down.
Well, I'm sure that they knew that the double wall play was working. You know, they did it and it worked, right? So they probably tried to adjust and shoot down the pipes, you know, through those windows for them and didn't hit either of them. That's why Justin's like, you know what, let's just forget shooting the middle. Even if we don't hit them, it's a better chance if we just shoot the wide guys.
Absolutely. Here we go with the breakout.
And so another aggressive push, of course, as the Russians are trying to pull off a miracle here. Smotrov again on the attack, but he gets taken out, and here comes Axel. Also pushing forward here, Snakeside. Just 2 bodies left alive for the Russians, but bodies are dropping all over the place for Impact 2. Keith Brown still alive, and I think we got ourselves a one-on-one with Keith Brown, and I think might be Colombo over there, yeah, and D3.
I think there might be one more.
No,
Impact
yeah, there
player.
is in the back corner bunkers, D side. You can see their top left-hand portion of your screen.
Yeah.
And
they're just going to sit.
They're going to force the Russians to concede this
point.
point.
As soon as Colombo gets close enough, if that's Alex Goldman or Justin Cornell in that Dorito corner, wow, and look at that. Legion are going to concede the point.
Well, I have a feeling that we are going to see a lot of 30-second points here, one way or another.
Yeah, at this rate, we could get another 4 or 5 points in here.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's going to be quick.
Not on your side, on our side. Yo, on our side, Bane.
They're running and shooting 2 guys on my side. I can't sit in the dead zone.
That's fine. Okay. Get out of there. Rainey, they're running up snake sides to the God zone.
Hey guys,
2 miles.
real quick, real quick.
You've done it 2 times.
Yeah.
So it's right there.
I want to do Mandingo and Nick shoot the snake side.
Okay, sounds good.
33, Mandingo delay. 2 minutes. Rainey, your first shot is the pipe on your side.
They can hear that down there.
We can hear you in here, too.
Yeah, so.
Well, yeah, again, right, we were talking about that one-on-one, and it got really quiet in the stands, and I think if you're Rainey, you're definitely going to hear.
Probably hear the TVs from the VIP.
Yeah, absolutely. Which takes me back to what, Kansas City?
Scoreboard.
The scoreboard. We're playing indoor 7-man, and you can look up at the Jumbotron, and you can see where people are going, and like, oh, hey, okay, he's over there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, bring it back. Can you imagine if we had a Jumbotron? Man, we could have like an Xbox tournament. It'd be great. Just look at this. Priorities, Todd. I gotta kill some bad guys virtually to make myself feel better.
I'd like to
After
see
a rough
Lauren on
tournament.
the Jumbotron. Big, giant Lauren Kelly on the Dallas Cowboys Jumbotron. 100, whatever.
100-foot tall Lauren Kelly.
Tall Lauren Kelly.
That makes me think of the State Puff Marshmallow Man.
20 seconds.
So Laval.
No, Lauren, we're not taking cracks at you, and we appreciate everything you do. And it's glad to have you back here at the 2016 NXL World Cup.
So Nick Laval, 11 kills now. Alex Goldman, 9. Kirill, 6. And Smotrov, who did not start this game. He didn't get in until maybe the 4th point.
Starting to clock in as Bridnikov takes off. He's going up the middle. Look at this.
Oh, they're going back to their starting line. Looks like a collision, though, on the Russians is, yeah, it looks like Colombo was rubbing his shoulder real quick. He's had a pretty hard collision. Goldman gets shot because of that.
Yeah, only one body now left alive, and that's only going to be Britnikoff. He's going to get shot in the back by Justin Rabikoff, and that's going to do it. There's your 30-second point, Todd.
Yep, and Impact 9-3 now. One more point. Russians cannot concede anymore. They're going to have to win or let it go. So Edmonton Impact 1 point away here.
That's the tough thing about these fast points, is that eventually you're going to get to this moment right now where they cannot concede another point. One more concession would give Impact a World Cup victory. So regardless of what happens here, if Impact looks like they're winning, they're going to have to play this point out. Yeah, and you can see there tense moments in the pits as they are just moments away here from taking a World Cup win, and such a phenomenal season for them.
Hey, I need Nick. Nick's the only one on the turn. Nick and Mouse, the only ones on the turn. Fresh bodies themselves.
So there from Dave Baines, Nikolov and Alex Goldman, the only two bodies that are going to turn it. You're going to see Randy Stanzak, Justin Rabikoff, and Keith Brown sitting this point. So look for Zane, Zach, and JC to step in. And you know, those guys are just chomping at the bit to get out here.
Yeah, we haven't
seen a lot of field time from any of them.
Yeah, see who the Russians are going to send out. Nobody's out yet for either team here. Now the players are starting to spill into the nets. So here's the question: who's the MVP for Impact? Laval again?
30 seconds.
I mean, or unsung hero Justin Rabikoff. You know, I mean, again, we talk about how good the ones are. To be a good one, you have to have a badass two. You know, that was the story of Fedorov a couple years ago, right? It was Sergey that was behind him, just keeping people's heads in and shooting people out. You know, so if it's not Nick Laval going up the middle and handling business, right? It's been Justin Cornell being the rock and just directing traffic and just keeping his gun rolling. You know, and that's not to take anything away from Keith.
Well, you know, Justin Rabikoff, because Justin Cornell started to get sat for Goldman.
Right.
I mean, I get your argument for sure, but I don't know if I necessarily agree that he deserves the MVP over Laval, because when we have the kill count now, and just Laval's kill count is so ridiculous, it's so much damage. So yeah, of course he had great support, but I don't know if it's enough to give Rabikoff the MVP over Laval.
And there goes Zach Yakimek, Nick Laval getting shot out of the back.
Smotrov is just going to town right now.
Yeah, Smotrov does not want to get mercy ruled here.
No, I don't think they're going to, as everyone for Impact has been eliminated, so nice job.
So every single time, the two times that Impact has had the chance to close the door and mercy rule them, they're not able to do it, so add up another point on the board here for Russian Legion.
So score going to be now 9-4. Do we know what the highest scoring, the most points played we've had this weekend? Because I'm going to say this is going to be right up there. We did have the Dynasty game was, 10-4, so 14 points against Heat this morning, I think was the score.
Something like that.
Yeah. So this is going to be right up there with one of the higher scoring games we've had.
There's only 11 points scored in the Dynasty.
11 points scored? So
yeah, it was a lot of blowouts this morning. So
I'm thinking this is easily, because, man, going back into the prelims, those were low-scoring games. You know, so I'm thinking this is the highest scoring game we're easily going to have.
There was X Factor put up 10 on Revo, and Revo put up 3. So that was a 13-point game.
Okay. So we're right up there. And again, Randy Stanzak. So you're looking at the Impact pits. Going to come out. 3 seconds left to go in regulation. Russian Legions trying to go out there and just fight for pride. Is this, easy to say that this match is over with, but no smiles on anyone on Impact right now. They're fighting till the very end.
Well, yeah, and they're old hats at this now for the years that they've been putting in all the big games. For a while, it was Impact taking nothing but second places, and I think that really started to frustrate them. I can definitely relate when I was on Excessive and we took 5 second places in a row. So, and I remember talking to them about that, and since then it's just been such a motivated team, and I think that their motivation, obviously the support, they play a lot of paintball, and Bart treats those guys really well, and they have everything they need in order to play this game at a really high level, and they're playing all these different tournaments, and they have that fun vibe when they travel. But it really speaks to the desire of this team to be the best.
Nikolov with his 11 confirmed kills. Alex Goldman, 10. Justin Rabikoff, 8. So Keith Brown held at bay a little bit over here in this match after just crushing it all event over here on the snake side. But Alex Goldman and Justin Rabikoff, those two guys combining together over there on that Doritos side for 18 kills here in this finals match. Excuse me, Smotrov getting in halfway through this match. He's got 7 kills, Kirill with 8. So those guys are doing a lot of work for the Russian Legion, but Impact got up on him early.
30 seconds.
Heavily due to all those penalties that the Russians got and some big plays by Nick Laval through the middle of the field to open up this game, to take the momentum and give it to Impact. As you see him there on your screen, talking to Rainey and Keith, trying to figure out how they can close this one out, take home this world title with a World Cup first place finish. We got 1 minute left to go here, 9-4 Impact.
And on the break, of course, it's going to be an aggressive break here for Legion, but getting smoked, trying to get into that snake one. Both Smotrov and Axel, 2 bodies have dropped for both squads. There's the line for Impact. Rainey in the back corner bunker just trying to hold things down here for the next 45 seconds.
So it looks to be now a 2-on-2 as 3 bodies have dropped from both teams. Justin Rabikoff and Rainey Stanzik, the 2 bodies left alive for Impact. There's Britnikov. And I think it's either going to be Colombo or Kirill alive. Or it's Golov and Britnikov alive for the Red Legion. Britnikov just doing the Malloy all over the field. He's going to run through and he's going to get no one.
He's gonna get roasted by Justin Rabikoff.
Yeah, Justin Rabikoff, head on his swivel, was able to pick up that move. And the reason why he was able to pick up the move is because he wasn't just focused on the D side. He was shooting towards the D side, but he head checked here towards the center, knowing that somebody's going to be attacking there eventually because there's not much time left. And that is going to do it. A huge congratulations to Edmonton Impact, winning the World Cup here, 2016 NXL World Cup champions. And what a dominant and phenomenal year. I mean, yeah, every time we say that teams win, they're dominant and phenomenal, but the numbers speak for themselves. 9 events, 9 major events that they went to this year, and they made the finals in 8 of them. The worst they did was 4th over in Germany. Here in the States, 3 wins and 2 second-place finishes. You can make a strong argument that the players on your screen right now is the best paintball team we've ever seen. I know that's a bold claim, but just look at the numbers. For this year, they just had probably the best year that any team's ever had. I know Dynasty had a ton of wins.
Past 3 years, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Past 3 years, 5 titles out of 6 in 3 years. Series titles, plus tournament wins. And the level of competition increasing across the board. And these guys continuing to pick up players like Nick Laval, Rainey Stanzak, Justin Rabikoff, all come together, be stars.
And it looks,
it's not about egos, it's only about winning with this team.
And it looks like Justin Rabikoff equaling Nick Laval's 11 confirmed kills. You know what I think is the right move for MVP? I think Justin Rabikoff gets Finals MVP because there's 2 awards. You have overall MVP and Finals MVP. I think we give Justin Rabikoff, and you guys, of course, we can conversate about this, but I think you give Justin the Finals MVP and you give Nick Laval the overall MVP for this event.
That's a pretty good call right there.
I mean, Keith was in the running, but Keith kind of got shut down here in this game.
Which you can't really fault him, right? You know,
no,
if
I mean,
it's
he
your
was trying
job
to get out here.
Either you're going to the corner or you're going to the snake.
Yeah.
And you're going to play against a team that knows what you're doing. You know, Keith all event has been playing fantastically well. So,
I mean, is there anyone else on any team other than Impact that we could give overall MVP to that you can think of? Maybe Kovar for X Factor?
I mean, yeah, definitely honorable mention there. You know, and it just say, had they made it to this far in the event, then yeah, I think he'd be up there. Just
definitely honorable mention. We got to bring his name up at least because of how well he did.
Yeah. So, but yeah, again, I agree with both of you. You're gonna definitely, I'd give J-Rab.
Well, he and Archie both get honorable mentions because they were the top of the kill count leaderboard for a long time.
Which would be nice to see where they end up in the overall total.
Just the way that Rabikoff and Laval played all weekend, though, is just
Well, and hey, you know who else we got to give props to is Goldman. Goldman, he came in for JC and started it, and they moved him off the snake side because in the very beginning of the year of the tournament, he was playing on kind of doing double duty with Keith over here in the snake. They stopped putting him over here and started sending him on the D side, and he was doing enough work over here that he was starting to get the start over there, and that was their starting 5 that got him to the finals. With Goldman as the 1 over there, J-Rab as the 2 on the D side, Laval in the center, and then Stanzik and Keith Brown in the snake. And also, Rainey Stanzik had an amazing weekend too.
Well, yeah, he's another one just like Justin, right? You know, got out there, did his job, filled out wide, and held things down for that team. That whole starting 5, you know, you could easily say, yeah, honorable mention.
Yeah, of course, they just won the World Cup in spectacular fashion. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She is with our World Cup winners and overall series title winners as well.
Hey guys, I'm here with your 2016 World Cup champs. Congratulations, Impact. Again, you guys have had arguably one of the best seasons any paintball team has ever had. So not only are you a series champ, not only are you first place at this World Cup, you could be the best paintball team a season has ever seen. How does that feel?
Feels good! There you go, Impact! Woo!
All right, well, is there anyone you want to thank? I mean, that match was, you guys had that all along, so there's not too much to talk about. You just killed it out here. Is there anyone you want to thank?
Just the guys. I think these guys are unbelievable in how they talk, how they have fun, and just the desire is unbelievable. And it's overwhelming when you have a season like this and the way we've done it and pulled it together. Ups and downs, as everybody knows, the paintball gods, and it was just one fantastic season. I can't say enough about our guys. Our sponsors, Eclipse, we've just signed another deal with Eclipse before World Cup here. We're really proud of that. GI, Virtue, Style Supply, our jerseys. Who else have we got? Come, help me, guys. Under Armour. Gary. Bart and Joe Yakimic, my lovely wife, hanging out with us here.
Gary.
Paintball photography, Gary. The paintball world. Everybody, the fans, this event. This is a Kickstarter to what paintball is all about. Being here with all these people and playing paintball like this is just so special. And I think we made the world a little more aware of paintball in this event this weekend. So again, congratulations, Tom Cole, the whole team, the refs, everybody, top to bottom. It's just a fantastic event. And for the NXL to come in and do what they've done, I just think it's great for paintball, and we're spreading the word. That's what's so special to me. It's just a great, just being a part of paintball.
And you guys, they're telling me to talk to you a little bit longer, so I got to keep you here longer on the field. You guys are the top team in paintball right now, but you're playing other top teams. When it comes down to it, what gets you all of these wins without fail?
You know, I think this year, especially this year, we had talked about things that we were making mistakes from the year before, and we adjusted to those mistakes, and I think that's probably our crucial point. I can't tell you the secret, but there is something that we did do. And the guys reacted to that this year, which I think has been the results that we're seeing this year.
Awesome.
You want me to tell you?
Sure.
We just played straight up paintball.
Congratulations, guys. Justin Rabikoff was yelling at me because I don't have any champagne. So someone get these guys some champagne, damn it. Good job, guys. Congratulations on being the 2016 World Cup champ.